All right, guys, and we're live. Welcome to the Nerdy Phase with Ray and Serge. Once again, we got Ray here as always. Last week he didn't have his takes were okay. I would say bad take Ray again, but you redeemed yourself a little bit, Ray. So not so bad take, Ray. Can you
Yep,
do?
that's me.
Can you repeat it? I don't know. We'll find out. And then over here we have Tom. Tom exists.
Ahoy.
I don't know what to say. I'll come up with something.
Yeah.
And then, as always, you got me, Serge, your host, wearing my awesome panda shirt from Jujutsu Kaisen. You know, Tom is wearing a Flogging Molly shirt, which is cool.
Yeah.
Music is a nerd phase and Flogging Molly. You know, when you hear Flogging Molly, you just want to drink Irish whiskey
punch
like
babies.
Jameson. Punch babies, punch people,
yeah.
all in general at Dublin's Pass. Ray is
My name's Michael J. Caboose, and I hate babies. Right. We've seen that episode. We've seen that?
Rolls.
No?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm the only one? Fuck.
Yeah,
I haven't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Red versus blue.
No.
Oh, okay. It's
Yeah.
a Halo thing.
Yeah.
I'm outside the Halo community a little
fair.
bit. Yeah, sorry. Ray's just wearing a plain, crappy white shirt. You know, let's just imagine there's something on there, but But
Yeah.
anywho, hey, so let's just start off like we always do. What nerdy thing have we done this week?
Well,
Anything?
I have been shopping a whole bunch.
Shopping could be a nerdy thing. People really nerd out about shopping.
And specifically picking up new anime and mugs and stuff like that. I got some more pins and some new hats and a new mug.
I just have the one hat. I have my One Piece hat. I have a Bowser hat. Then I got my Republic Tiger hat. I should support, it's where my kids go to school. Republic. Wayne's World.
Yeah, picked it up
Have
for
you even
$1.
Have you ever
Yes,
seen that
I've
movie?
seen them. And one day I will have their Twizzler dispenser put in my car. I guarantee it.
So party on then.
I left my Vortex hat over at my aunt and uncle's house during Thanksgiving. I'm a little sad I need to get it back, but oh well. So my nerdy thing. I saw my old boss the other day because I had to go pick up I had to go pick out new frames for my glasses. So I used to work at a hospital, so the eye doctor is in the hospital that I used to work at, and I went back because my wife wasn't there last Friday when I went, but she was there working this Friday when I went. So I'm not going to pick out my own frames. I'm going to have her take a look at them because I don't have to look at myself every day. But while I was there, I picked up a pressure cooker, an Instapot that we had there.
Ooh.
So I went back and saw my old boss, and I nerded out about air fryers and pressure cookers for a short while. I was telling her how great they are and how you can cook anything using those two things.
Man, that's a whole different episode. But yeah, my Instapot and my air fryer and my slow cooker, those appliances are life changing. I wish I had those. At least an air fryer when I was in college. You can make anything in an air fryer. I make a grilled cheese in the air fryer. It's great.
Oh yeah, grilled cheese, brats, hamburgers, fries, chicken sandwiches.
I think it depends on what kind of air fryer you got there, because I got first generation air fryer, like literally one of the first ones to ever drop, and it's not so good.
Well, I've commandeered. I don't own, but I've commandeered a one of those Ninja ones with the two drawers that come out, so we can put things different temperatures on different sides, and
mine is
space.
The tray one, which is pretty cool. And it's got underneath a little catch tray. I've made. Let's see, what's my favorite thing I made in the air fryer? I make this chicken, so you could do different things. But what I do is I get Cool Ranch chips, crush them up, get the chicken, like whatever, and then paste it with Cool Ranch chips.
There is a brand that I need to find real quick of chips. Take or not Takis. Oh my
but while
God.
you do that, let me
do your thing.
What I've been done. See, this week I'm still playing Liza P. Nothing has changed there. Um, I think I'm at the final boss. This final chapter it's just long. I'm on chapter 11, which is the last chapter apparently, and I'm fighting the final boss. Maybe the final boss. It depends. I guess I got to this boss, and I kind of read it. I kind of read this ahead of the game to see what I'm getting into, whatever. But apparently, depending on the decisions I made throughout the game, at the very after I beat this boss at the very end, I make a final decision, and depending on what I don't know, the decision I made, you could fight one last boss, and it's the hardest boss in the game. So, and I guess that's how you get the true ending. So I don't know. I don't know. I was just playing the game. I don't look at story based things. I just look at what's up ahead and where I'm at, just to know how to finish the game. Um, so I have about 53 hours logged in that game right now. Um, I probably have about 44 logged myself. I let the game sit a lot, and I go do something for like a couple hours, like cook, do whatever, take care of the kids, and then I come back to it.
Yep.
Because sometimes I'm just in the middle of something. There's no enemies. I don't have a safe spot. I got to go do something.
I
Um,
made sure when I played Tears of the Kingdom, like when I was not playing the game, I would save and I would cut the game because I wanted the
well,
most true number I could find.
the cool thing about the Switch is you hit the home key, even though
Hmm.
the game is still playing. You hit the home key, it pauses the game. It doesn't clock time.
Oh, really? Okay. I
Hmm.
always got paranoid on that, so I always made sure I cut it. However, though, I found the
Yeah.
chips. So it's Pake, Paqui, and they're jalapeno tropical.
Huh.
Tropical.
Where do I get
Uh,
those at?
I got mine at Deerberg, so you can find them on Amazon. But they're like
Deerbergs. There's nothing like that in Springfield.
well, yeah, well, St. Louis, we got Deerbergs, but they've got like a pineapple taste to them.
Hmm.
So good. So I would imagine I've been wanting to do that with some chicken with that one, but we haven't done it yet. So all right,
Yeah, I can send you the recipe if you want. I'll take a picture of it because I have an air fryer cookbook that I bought,
mm-hmm.
and and that was in there. But it says it uses Cool Ranch chips, but you can really use anything.
Yeah, and
Um,
any kind of
so
Dorito flavor or whatever kind of corn chip. Yeah.
but yeah, the air fryer's next level. And mine has a little thing where I can put the French fries in, right? Because I knew you got the basket, but mine has like a little like basket thing that you put French fries in, and it rotates.
Oh
It's pretty
shit!
cool. It's pretty cool.
You're gonna have to
Um,
send me what brand you got because I kind of want to look at that now.
I think it's the Instapop brand, the Insta brand, whatever
Okay,
this Insta,
and
whatever that
then
brand is. They're the ones who do the Instapots. They're the ones who
yeah,
invented it. I guess it's the same thing.
and then my
Um,
cousin they've got the Ninja where it's almost like it's a little more flat. It's almost like a toaster oven. But the nice thing is when you're done with it, you can take it and you can flip it up so where it's taking up less space on the counter. That was pretty nice.
yeah,
Yeah, Ninja's
I,
got
I
a pretty
I cook
good,
my bagel
couple good
bites in
ones.
there. I better than the oven. They come out just perfect. I don't know what it is. My Tostinos pizzas, I put them in there now.
Oh,
So
God, I haven't had those in forever.
they're the best. They're like what
They are
you
the
get four of
best.
them for like $4.
Yeah, they're trash, but they're great.
they're so trash. But you know
Yeah.
what? I think they're better than Little Caesars.
Oh hell
That's
yeah.
I mean that's a hot take. Maybe another time we
Yeah.
can do best pizza. That's what. Too bad. I mean, you can participate. Maybe you can buy, but I think we should do another podcast. We should do best pizza. I think it'd be cool. We get pizza
Emos.
from. Oh yeah, the emails is I do agree, but the we'll see. Well, I don't agree. We'll hot take it. um, but anywho, what's the other thing I've been doing? I mean I picked up Ready Player 2 again. Uh, it's been pretty interesting. It's legit Sword Art Online style. And they even mention it in the book. It's kind of cool. It's like, oh, this is Sword Art Online. So this author is really cool. Ernest Klein is the guy who writes the book, and I really like all his pop culture references, everything. Even from watching the movie, you can see all the pop culture references, and
Hmm.
it's still true to the book, and it's really cool. Um, shit hasn't hit the fan yet. I'm only on chapter 3, but it absorbed me really good. So and then in my Nook, I've been messing with different features. There's a bunch of free books that look interesting. Like there was one that was called Max in the Multiverse. It was free, so I'm like, oh, why not? And it had the word multiverse in it, so I picked it up.
Yeah.
Um, so And then I've been this evening I've been trying to catch up on some shows that I put on the back burner. So I watched I've been watching, see what anime I've been watching, an anime called Shangri-La Frontier. I think I've mentioned it before. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. I wait for that one to come out dubbed because I don't feel like watching it subtitles. Just one of those. It's just on when I'm doing other things.
Mhm.
Um, it's not ones that pay attention. Like subtitle ones for me are like One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen. I watch those sub because I just can't wait.
Got to catch them up.
Um, yeah. And then I started catching up on Sonic Prime, which I just finished. I finished season 2 before we started this podcast. Austin's Ray saw the picture. Uh,
Ah,
Ray,
we just talked about it. Yes, Ray did
my
see the
bad.
picture. It looked pretty
Ray saw the
cool.
picture.
Apparently, he digivolved.
Yeah, well, we all know that like whenever Sonic gets all the Chaos Emeralds, he goes Super Saiyan,
Hmm.
right? I don't know if you have you seen Dragon Ball Super yet?
No.
I have.
Okay, there was one arc in Dragon Ball Super, where one of the Saiyan like a god takes over the Goku's body and it's like the trunk. You remember Dragon Ball Z, the Trunks arc? Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Kai is the same thing. Dragon Ball Kai just has none
No,
of the filler.
I'm saying that that's what the name of the guy was that took over his body. He wasn't a god.
He was a Kai. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Just
The
saying.
Kai is considered a god, just so you know. But anywho,
Deity
um,
difference.
but it's like it's okay. So the Trunks from the Cell Saga slash Android Saga comes back, and apparently there is this villain called Goku Black, and he kind of takes over. And he goes eventually Goku Black, they get into a fight and all stuff like that, and he goes what's called Super Saiyan Rose. Look it up, it's really cool. I personally think it's way better than the Super Saiyan Blue that they do. The Super Saiyan Rose is really cool. So do you use Snapchat? I think I added you on Snapchat, but I don't know if you use it or not.
I don't have it installed.
Oh, okay. It said you added me, so I'm like, okay, add. It said
Maybe
Tom.
years ago. Yeah.
But anyways, I sent a snap and pretty much Sonic went Super Saiyan Rose, which is kind of cool. So Sonic is I mean, it's a direct copy of whatever reason. It's a direct copy of Super Saiyan because Sonic is basically Goku. Then you got Shadow, who's basically Vegeta. I don't know. It's
No,
it's you know
I
that's
could see. I see where you're coming from on that.
but yeah. I mean, we could talk about that in another episode because Sonic has a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool lore. Sonic versus Mario. Who's the better icon? I think that'd be a good one.
Hmm.
So yeah, I have lots
Well,
of interesting ideas I need to write down.
well,
But
one
anyways,
one franchise is still making consoles. One isn't. So
yeah, that's true.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying
Um,
Sega Dreamcast was the last one.
it was. Uh, okay, we're going to rabbit trail, but I just want to say that the Sega Dreamcast was revolutionary.
Oh yeah, no, it was
Um,
hands down the best
they
at the time.
they did something at the time when they came out because at the time they were competing against PlayStation, the original PlayStation, and they were competing against the Nintendo 64, right?
Hmm.
The Dreamcast had something that those two did not have. PlayStation never got it. Nintendo 64 eventually got it, but not in the US. But the Dreamcast was one of the first consoles to go online
Yep.
with a 56K modem. Because I remember playing Fantasy Star Online. That was good stuff. So
Man, I had some friends. I think it was like on the Sega or Super Nintendo, but like there were these things you could buy, and they would hook up to the internet, and you would like every week it would like download new games to it, and then you'd be able to play those
oh
games online. Like I forgot what those.
um well that you said someone had it?
I had some friends who had them like back when I was like we're talking elementary school,
Yeah.
like maybe second, third grade, something like that.
I think they called those rocks and sticks. A
Yeah,
little bit of
right.
mud.
Well, I know Super Nintendo. It never came out to the U.S., but Super Nintendo did satellite view, and they got new games every week or something like that via satellite.
I think that might have been it.
Awesome. Nintendo had its own satellite. Like, how cool is that?
So cool they dropped off the face of the planet and do nothing now.
Nintendo?
Yep.
Okay, Nintendo is still revolutionary. First
What do they
off,
do? They do
they
nothing.
they own the handheld world. A PlayStation can't come close to them. Xbox can't come close to them. PC is gaining traction, but Steam Deck still doesn't hold a candle to it to mobile.
Yeah, but
So
what person in this universe wants a mobile when you can have an Oculus? You can have a VR that's mobile now.
you can't play that while doing a road trip.
Yeah, you could. No,
No.
no. My 2019 Chevy Malibu. Not only do they have plugins, like actual plugins. I used to play my PlayStation in the back of my car when I traveled around the U.S. I would plug it in and a TV in and play in my back
Okay.
seat.
You
So
you
you
can't
definitely get
play
what
on
you're
you can't play on an airplane.
Well, yeah, you're gonna punch the driver and
saying.
gonna run off the side of
Play
the
a
road and everybody's
boxing.
gonna die. Yeah,
I mean, it's worth it,
Yeah.
bro. Gaming, game over everything, you know.
yeah. I mean, hey, as long as you die happy.
Yeah, I would die fighting dragons. What better way is there to go?
Yeah. Wow. But anywho, all right. So
And
I think that's about all I did when I was nerdy. I did work on a little intro video, which if you guys are watching the video feed, you'll be able to see. It's
yeah,
we're work in
moving up in the world.
progress. We're a work in progress. That's what I keep saying. We're trying out different things, and we eventually want to get this where it's production levels better. I need a better light, for example, which we'll get there. Work in progress. So, but anywho, let's talk about what's going on in the world of nerds. So let's go to nerd news. You guys see the links and stuff I sent? There's a lot of interesting stuff this week
Yes, I
that
haven't
went
really
on.
been able to look at any of them though. It's been a little busy the past few days. It's holidays, you know how it goes.
Yeah, I seen that. I know, I get it. So, one important link: IGN had its own game awards, and IGN is they're pretty popular. Everybody knows IGN. I like IGN. Um, and Tears of the Kingdom was their game of the year. So at least they won game of the year somewhere.
Yeah,
So well deserved. Well deserved by IGN. So, and this is based on votes from us and votes on the IGN staff, because IGN staff can vote. But IGN staff can only vote if they played all the games on the list. It's kind of weird. If you didn't play all the games on the list, IGN can't vote. So, um, so did you in One Piece news? So what's his name? Oda, is that his name? Yeah, Oda. He he did a prequel to One Piece a while back ago. It's a one shot. It's called Monsters. Um, and they announced that they're looking to adapt that into an anime. So it's a
okay.
one shot thing. It's a prequel to One Piece.
Wait,
So
what are they?
I think
I'm confused. What are they? They're.
They made a manga. It sounds like.
yeah, he did a one shot manga.
Uh,
Um, it's based on. I mean, the character is mentioned in One
so
Piece.
I don't know anything about One Piece. So does One Piece not have a manga? It's just like
No,
One
it's
straight
got
Piece
a
has the
anime.
manga.
manga, and then
It's
they've
got a
switched it
manga.
over
Yeah.
to the anime.
Mm-hmm.
So they
So
stopped
they
doing a
make
manga for One Piece and just did straight anime.
No, the manga is still going with One Piece. It's
Okay.
not. It's not ended. It's still ongoing. It did enter its final arc. I
Okay.
don't know how long the final arc was going to take, because the last arc, the Wano arc, it took about 5 years to finish. So um, so if One Piece can still have a good 5 years in it
Yeah.
before it ends, um, which is fine with me. It's a great show. But they're doing how far are you into the show, Tom?
I haven't watched it, so I'm still only like 100 and like season 2, which is like episode 10 something.
I'm three
I've been too
100
episodes.
100 episodes in.
yeah.
I'm trying to see. So what's you haven't done Thriller Bark yet, have you?
No.
Okay. Well, not any spoilers, but it's spoilers, but not really. It's not really essential to super essential to the story. Um, Zoro fights this samurai, ghost samurai, Ryuma. Um, and that's where he gets his sword, one of his swords from him. And so the
That is
prequel is
totally a
based off.
spoiler.
No, that's so fine. And the story is based on this and that samurai. That's what Monsters is based off. So
Oh, okay.
I think it'll be pretty interesting. So um, apparently Oda really loves the Wano arc. That was his favorite arc. He had been waiting to animate that arc for a while, so that's why he did the one shot Monsters.
Hmm.
So um, game wise, they well let's when this and we'll move on before we go to the games. We'll go to like the still continuing the TV movie realm. Kung Fu Panda 4. You see the trailer for that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we Evan and I we just watched we watched Panda Kung Fu Panda 3 last week, and then when I was looking up, because I'm like, oh, who did the voice for this one again? Who did the voice for this person again? So I was looking it up on IMDb, and I ended up seeing, there's a Kung Fu Panda 4. Like, that's cool. And then, like, literally a week later, not even a full week later, yeah, you shot me over that trailer. I'm like, oh man, I'm so excited to show Evan this. I
Yeah,
showed Evan, he's pumped about it
yeah.
because he
Kung
was
Fu
already
Panda.
talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, no, when it comes out, we'll go see it in theaters. And then now that we got that, it's just that it's coming more realized, I guess.
Yeah, it looked kind of cool. I was a little disappointed because I saw the villain from the first one. Like, oh yeah, he's back for revenge, and then it's that little chameleon absorbs him. I'm like, oh okay, well,
It was still pretty
you
cool they
know,
brought it back though.
yeah, it was. It's still pretty cool.
The tiger or whatever it was, the
The
snow
yeah, the
leopard.
leopard,
the
yeah,
leopard, yeah, from the first one where he goes skadoosh. That was
Yeah.
the first one was my favorite one personally.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
yeah. Usually the first movies are always the best ones.
So, but and then let's see, there's something else that came out that I was gonna talk about. Now I can't remember. Um, hmm. Oh well, we'll move on to the games. Did you see the Jujutsu Kaisen Cursed Energy fighting game that's coming out? The Gojo explained how it's gonna work. Ray, you
No.
haven't seen that? I figured you'd be
No,
all
I
over that.
actually haven't. It's a
It
fighting
looks
game.
pretty. It's a 2-on-2 fighting game. It looks pretty cool. Um, I'm kind of tempted to play it myself. So you know, so I don't know. We'll see how much it costs and where it goes. But it's a 2-on-2 fighting game. Um, looks interesting enough. So and then they also I thought this was cool. I don't know why anyone wanted to be. Oh, there's my other trailer for the movie. We'll go to that. I don't know why they're gonna do it. I didn't even know this game existed. House Flipper 2. um,
The
I
game
guess
where you
it's
flip
a
houses.
yeah, like it's a simulation game where you build a house and then you flip it. I mean, I guess it's a sequel. I didn't know um, you know about this game. It's like I don't know, like I don't even know who released this game. Um, I don't know who the manufacturer is, but it just hit a like I don't know, not a nerve, but just like it's like why I don't understand why games like this exist.
Yeah.
Like there's one, especially especially one that's by a AAA company, Square Enix. They have the Power Wash Simulator.
Yep. I was literally just about to mention that. Like there's some of the most obscure games in the world out there, and that's literally the one I was thinking about. Um,
Like
yeah, Real
I don't
Civil
get it.
Engineer. I was watching some of his. I'm like, why am I watching this? Why is he playing this? Why does somebody want to just like work? I mean, don't get me wrong. Nothing's more satisfying than having a power washer with the dirtiest concrete out there ever, and just seeing the
I love
grind
Oh,
those
get.
TikToks.
Yeah,
in real life, it's fun. I have
yeah.
to admit,
I love it
but
in real
like
life, but why would you play a video game of it?
Well, that's like the
that,
people who play Farmer Simulator. I don't know about y'all, but
Yeah.
I worked on a farm for 23 years of my life. Farming sucks. I don't know who wants to simulate that crap, but they're freaking special. Let's just say that.
I mean, I'd ride in a tractor all day long. Whatever.
Oh
I
Tractor's
mean,
cool.
God,
it's
Whatever.
no, man! Your
also
ass goes numb, and you're just like,
speaking of simulator, like Sims. That's another one. I mean, this could be a whole podcast in itself. We can, I mean, so idea out there, but The Sims, like my wife plays The Sims, and I'm sitting there, and you can have babies, and like I hear the babies, wow, wow. I'm like, why do you want to put yourself through this in a video game? I did this shit in real life, and I'm
Because in real
over it.
life, I can't drown the baby in a pool.
it's also true.
I just went dark fast. It's like you ever play Cards Against Humanity?
Oh hell yeah!
They
That
have
is,
that one card. It's like, oh,
Something
I
about
can't remember.
orphan
It's just
tears.
about drowning pool, huh?
Oh, I was about to say orphan tears.
Yeah, there's so many cards are just so dark. Um, but anywho, uh, I mean, Power Watch Simulator did pique my interest for like a split second because they had since it is Square Enix, they had a Final Fantasy VII pack. You could go and power wash Shinra Power Plant. I was like, okay, and you can power
That's
wash
actually kind of
Midgar.
cool.
I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. But I did see video clips of it because you saw different parts of the building that you never seen in the actual thing. I'm like, oh, okay, he's power washing the side of the building. Cool. So, but that's the only time it really interests me. But game like House Flipper, I don't get it. But I mean, I guess to each their own. So the other movie now, I don't know if you Ray's probably never seen this. He's kind of you know, he's very uncultured.
not old. Yes, I am young.
Here's Beverly Hills Cop um is returning with Eddie Murphy. They did
Okay,
three. They
That's
did
first
kind
of
of
three
all,
funny.
no,
movies.
real quick, let me defend myself. Okay, first of all, I may be young, but yes, I am a movie buff. Any movie you pretty much say I've probably seen at some point in time. So yes, I do know Beverly Hill Cop. I also know that they tried to get him to grow his afro out and he couldn't do it for that. That's why he only has his iconic jacket.
Well, I mean, it's still like when did the last Beverly Hills Cop come out? Like in '90s? I don't know. But look it up. But still, it's been a long time, and we're just in this culture. Like I feel like these movies are just coming out, and we're in a culture of just reboots, requels, prequels. Oh, let's take this universe and reboot it from the beginning.
Yeah,
Or hey, let's
84, 87, and 94.
right, see. So '94 was Beverly. I seen all three. I don't know, Eddie Murphy's iconic actor. And I watched it with my dad. Now they're releasing this one here. It's gonna be a Netflix exclusive.
Huh.
So, but and then yeah, there's another one, like another movie I want to talk about that I posted on here that I did not post on our group me. Um, so are you guys familiar with Zack Snyder?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Snyder
the
Cut, all
uh,
that kind
the
of shit. Yeah.
WWE movie.
What?
Are you talking or not Zack Snyder? I was thinking of fucking what is that guy from Baywatch and fucking High School Musical? It's Zac Efron.
Yeah.
I wasn't that far off. Zac Efron, Zack Snyder. Anyways, continue. Whatever.
Zac
Yeah.
Efron, Zack
The
Snyder,
same
two
person.
different people. Yeah, okay. So Zack Snyder, he's really known for his direction and like epic type movies. Um, like for example, Justice League. He started off doing Justice League, but then he had a family emergency and left, and then Josh Whedon took it over, and
Okay.
people shit on that movie because it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's horrible. And so now HBO has the Justice League Zack Snyder edition, which it's four
Snyder Cut.
hours long.
I was
The
about to
Snyder Cut,
say
yeah. I've never seen it because I just don't have time to watch a
I haven't
movie for
either,
four
dude.
hours.
I don't have
I don't have
4 hours to
But
HBO.
sit there and watch a fucking movie.
but um, it, and I didn't really like the movie to begin with anyway. But that's a different story altogether. But
Wait,
anyways,
To be fair, I think they have the movie cut up in like 4 separate movies, like 4 hour long like episodes almost. So you go back. I could be wrong on that, but I thought I heard that.
I
You
mean
know.
they have stopping points, I'm sure. But anywho. So Snyder, he's done lots of different movies. Sucker Punch was one. He's also done. Oh, what else did he do? He didn't he do Man of Steel? I believe so. I don't know. Um, but he's coming up with his own uh sci-fi space kind of movie. It's gonna have multiple parts. Part one comes out this Thursday. It's called The Rebel Moon. Have you seen that?
I have not. No.
It looks really interesting. From the things I've seen, it's just gonna be like a space sci-fi type stuff. Some people are calling it the Star Wars, like Zack Snyder Star Wars. And I'm like, don't get ahead of yourselves here. Star Wars, is
Yeah.
its own universe altogether. Uh, but I am interested in seeing it. It kind of gives me the Star Wars ish feelings and Dune, so. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's on Netflix. I subscribe. I'll watch it. No, why not? So comes out this Thursday at 9 p.m. So it's worth a watch. I would
What's it
say
on Netflix?
Netflix. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
next Netflix exclusive.
Okay.
So speaking of Netflix, I don't know what happened, but in the last few days, Netflix has blown up. Like all of a sudden, like all the DC movies are on there. Like
Yeah, I noticed that.
Suicide Squad, The Suicide Squad, Man of Steel, Shazam, Shazam: Fear of the Gods. I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, I've been
And I
noticing that. I'm
thought,
like, I've got some movies I have to watch, like, because I don't want to spend extra money to go see those movies, but I do want to see them.
yeah, I was really surprised because all those were on HBO Max. I thought HBO Max had the exclusive contract to DC
Lockdown
movies.
on them
Well, yeah, all
things.
the WB stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's theirs. They still have the exclusive contract. I guess they're just like, well, here's a chance to make a few extra bucks. Sell the rights to these for for a few months or a year or something. Because just because it's on there doesn't mean it's going to stay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good for Netflix. It's
Yeah.
growing. The other cool thing too, Disney Plus. It's in beta, but Disney Plus now has a little icon for Hulu. So you go into Hulu, their beta thing, and you can see a lot of the Hulu shows. Not everything is transitioned over, but since Disney bought off, because I think Hulu was split up by like four or five, 4 to 5 big companies. Disney was one of them because they had Disney stuff on there. Um, and then Fox was one of them. Time Warner.
Well, Disney
Uh,
owns Fox. I'm not sure if they own
Disney owned
Time Warner.
Fox. Yeah, but when Disney bought Fox, because Disney bought everything but two things besides Fox. I mean, they didn't buy Fox Sports because they don't care. They have ESPN. And then they buy Fox News.
Hmm.
Disney is against Fox News. So those two things, then buy. So when Disney bought that, they became the major shareholder for Hulu. So it was a matter of time before Hulu transitioned over to Disney Plus as an
Yep.
add-on. But I think it's pretty cool because if you're paying for Disney Plus, you got Hulu. But
Whoa, 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 whoa! I just paid for a year-long Hulu. What do you mean?
if you still have Hulu, it's fine because not everything has transitioned to Disney Plus. There's a lot of things on Hulu that are not on the Disney Plus Hulu portion.
Well, I better get my money back.
Well, I don't know about that. I pay I,
Well,
I
you
pay the ad
started
free
something now. Why don't you know about it?
because I don't work for Hulu and I don't handle those
Yeah.
logistics.
How much time
So
do you guys spend on X? Do you guys spend enough time on X?
On what?
on what? Oh,
Twitter? Yeah.
Twitter. I thought you said you were
Oh,
never gonna call it X. I'm
I
disappointed.
didn't, but it's starting to switch over.
I've
Um,
never been on it personally.
I'm on X a lot and
okay,
I see some
there's
stuff.
this meme going around about a let's just say a an amateur porno being shot in the Senate and the Senate chambers. So now
Hmm.
it's like, oh well, now I want to make a meme of pretty much Hulu is the guy giving it, and the guy taking it is now going to be Ray, with his year long subscription that he just paid for because he's got fucked.
Well, thankfully though, thankfully, I signed up on Black Friday, so I got Hulu for a year for 99 cents. So
Oh shit. Okay, well then never mind.
yeah,
You
Wha-
whatever.
I didn't.
okay. How, are you sure? Is it
I'm
not 99
positive.
cents a month?
Yes.
99 cents a month. How come I
Yes.
didn't see that deal?
Well, you're blind, better glasses. I don't know. It was Black Friday. They like seriously on Black or Cyber Monday maybe. It was one of those. And I went on Hulu because my friend's been wanting Hulu. She loves the shows on there and stuff. So I went on there and they had it for 99 cents. And I was like, hell yeah, I'll get that. So I got it for a year for 99 cents.
I find that a little bit hard to believe,
I
but
will, I'm
okay,
gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna send you my bank statements.
okay. But anyways, the last thing I want to touch in the news, One Punch World, is coming out. It's gonna be on it's like a mobile game and PC. So I guess whoever has Apple Play Store, Google Play Store, and then we play on and those who are playing on PC is gonna shit on mobile every day. But it looked pretty interesting. It's got a lot of traction. I mean, I like the One Punch universe. It's kind of interesting. But that game is finally coming out. So
And it's gonna be mobile versus PC.
I don't know what it's gonna be, but
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
so
that's one
and
fair.
then you mentioned it. I think what last week, but January 1st, January 1st, so pretty much in like 14, 15 days, whatever. Um, After 95 years, right?
Mhm.
95 years, Mickey Mouse now becomes public domain.
Oh yeah.
So we can talk about Mickey Mouse all we want. We can plaster Mickey Mouse everywhere, and no one can copyright sue us because it's Mickey Mouse's public domain.
They can't like renew that shit or something like that.
After a while, they can, but after a while, patent does end. And then once it becomes public domain, there's not much they can do. Um, so the copyright just ends. It's the same thing with who like Bugs Bunny's public domain now. So there's a few people who are public domain, few big things. So
I still want to watch that Winnie the Pooh movie.
Blood and Honey.
Yeah, that movie it
I,
just looks terrible, and I want to see it.
yeah, it's so funny because when Winnie the Pooh became public domain, boom, Blood and Honey. I'm like, what the fuck is
So yeah, I'm
this?
excited to see what they do with
Like
Mickey.
the same thing. Like they, the Grinch became public domain, and they did that Grinch slasher film. Do you hear about that one?
No,
No.
but I'm excited to hear about it.
So it's like okay so the Grinch, you know how he has issues with Whoville.
Mhm.
So in this one, instead of him stealing Christmas, he just goes straight up on a murder spree and fucking kills everybody in Whoville except for
Yes.
one person. What was it? Mary Lou Who?
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
she escapes, right? And now, years later, she decides to return to her town of Whoville, and the Grinch has been waiting for her to return so he can finish what he started.
What in the
that
hell?
that's the premise.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it's
I'm,
gonna
I'm
happen right away.
yeah, I'm in. There's people waiting for this, you
It's gonna be
know.
like a fucking Freddy. What is that shit? Freddy Nightmare or whatever. I don't know. I'm not real hip on kids stuff, but it's Five Nights at Freddy.
Oh,
It's gonna be
Five
like
Nights at
that.
Yeah.
Freddy was good though. Did
I
you see that movie?
enjoyed that movie.
Like it
Oh
was a
yes, actually, I have
terrible
I have seen it.
it was a terrible movie, but yet it was good. I don't know, but that's a different story altogether. So, but anyways, that's all we have on the news front. So, unless you guys want to add anything else,
No, no,
No,
I think we're good at the moment. Disregard that.
so
That's I just sent you one of the memes just so you can
oh okay,
just
but
see the template for later.
all right, but I've been feeling a little tired lately. And you know what keeps me going through the day?
Cocaine and hookers.
Besides that, I
Oh
mean, this is cheaper. So,
yeah.
uh, W energy, right? It keeps me going during the day. You get the all the energy without the crash and jitters, which is pretty cool. Um, I did get some. I did order another sample, more stuff. So I have some on the way. I still had like one left for today. Um, so I had another. What was it? Um, it was some. I did the Dub Sludge. I did Calio. The peach one. So yeah, no, this is the peach one I had left. So it was pretty good. Um, I really enjoyed it. I already finished it, so I can't drink anything, and I'm not going to drink one this late. But uh, it's really good. It's kind of replaced my coffee a little bit. I'm a big coffee drinker, but yeah, Dubby, um, you can see, and you can get this water bottle, not water bottle, blender bottle with a sample pack, um, $20, and if you use promo code Surge, you get an extra 10% off.
Does it come with a
So
mixer thing in it?
it does. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Nice.
I'm gonna show
Got
you.
one. I've got a
See,
nice. Not
so
I've got the evil BB-8. What's the BB-8?
Evil BB, it's a BB9E.
Yeah, I've got a BB9E shaker.
Yeah, and see, cool thing. I mean, they had another one. You can get another water bottle. I'm glad they sent me a black one, but they have one that's black like this and W's in red. Remind me of Sith. So
Nice.
pretty neat. So, but enough about Dubby. All right, let's get into the actual subject at
The
hand here.
meat and potatoes.
The meat and potatoes. TVs versus projectors. There's a lot to this.
I wouldn't say TVs versus projectors. Just like because there's
TVs versus projectors.
TVs versus projectors. Because there's a bunch of different TVs out there. There's a couple different projectors out there.
Well,
I mean, perks.
So before we get into like the whole big thing, let's talk about what we personally own and why we like it, and why and what we also use for our gaming stuff and or watching TV, movies, whatnot. Ray, why don't we start with you?
I use a TV.
Okay, let me ask you this though: is your TV 4K?
No. Honestly, I don't get the big whoop about 4K. 4K just kind of makes my eyes hurt faster.
Well, that's not true. It's just you then.
It's too bright.
Maybe we need to get a blue light glasses
yeah
sponsor for next go round.
But at the same time, Ray, a 4K TV wouldn't even benefit you in any way because which PlayStation 4 do you have?
I have the newest PlayStation 4.
Do you have the PlayStation 4 Pro?
Yes. So.
Do you? It looks like a triple stack if you have the 4. The PlayStation 4 Pro.
I got the Slim.
Okay. So a 4K TV doesn't benefit you in any way, so a 1080p TV is just perfect.
It still upscales. It still looks better.
It doesn't upscale the PlayStation 4. It doesn't have no upscaling capabilities. So
still more pixels on screen, less black lines between your dots. It still helps, but
maybe a tiny bit.
He's on his 1080. He's happy. He's on his 1080.
He's happy in his 1080, playing 30 frames per second. Playing Apex or Fortnite at 30 frames per second because his TV's 60 hertz.
First of all, Apex has one of the slowest frame rates in the game, so it doesn't really fucking matter what I got. Second of all,
no.
Second of all, my TV has been good for the past 5, 6, 7 years, and I'm not gonna get a new one unless this one fucking breaks on me.
That's okay. We can all settle for crappier things in life, and it's okay, Ray. You can have your TV. So, I just want you to know that. How does it feel playing at the same rate as a Switch?
I don't really notice it, so it's all good.
Because when I play Apex Legends on my stuff at 60 frames per second minimum.
Well, I'm also not going to pay the price of a new fucking car for a monitor. No, thank you.
I didn't.
Hey, new price of a car 5 years ago.
Yeah, my monitor was cheap.
My van I bought for $800 3 years ago. The car before that I paid $500 for, and it lasted me 4 years. Okay, I don't. Pay much for cars.
What I'm saying is try buying a used vehicle nowadays. Prices have fucking skyrocketed.
Yeah.
But now since I shit on you a little bit, Ray, I'm sorry. I do have a point to all this. Okay.
Okay.
My point to all this is your TV does determine your TV, your monitor, your projector. It does determine the power of what your console can run. So if you get a 4K TV and you're playing on the PlayStation 4, you're it's not gonna the PlayStation 4 is still gonna be 1080p,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
They say you get a PlayStation 4, you have a PlayStation 4, and you buy a TV that's got the 120 hertz, right? Where you can run 60 frames per second. Your PlayStation 4 ain't gonna run 60 frames per second. It's still gonna run at 30 frames per second. So your whatever you're using has to do it. But let's say you have a PlayStation 5 and you buy that brand from that store that has a W, and their brand, we can say brands, it's fine. You buy an on brand TV, and that TV is 4K at 60 frames, and it is 60 hertz, and you have a PlayStation 5 or a Series X next gen console. Um, your console is still going to run at 30 frames per second because the 60 hertz TV can't handle that. So so buying a TV or a projector, whichever, really does matter uh, on what type of console you have. So, um, but yeah, that's my little tidbit on that. So really, if you have any questions on TVs, anything, a little segue here for us, email us, surgereviews66@gmail.com. I will personally take any questions you have on TVs there. I know quite a bit myself. Tom knows quite a bit himself. Ray knows shit, so don't ask him. I'm
So
kidding. I'm
I'd be
kidding.
fun to have a conversation with. Second of all, I mean, if I had to pick a side though, I would totally pick the little fucking screen display shit because that thing looks cool. I don't know.
What are you talking
TVs are
about?
lame. The fucking
Projector?
yes, projectors. I would choose a projector because
in
projectors look
case you
cool.
got, in case you were watching the video, you're gonna see Ray doing these motions with his hands. It was really funny.
I don't know what it's called. I ain't got one. Why would I know what it's called?
but but let's see. Like personally, um, what I have as far as like my main TV is a LG C2. It is last year's model. It's a 48 inch. I got a good deal on it, so but it is an OLED TV. Um, so OLED TV, 120 hertz, and I do have HDMI 2.1 and eARC. I hope you did your homework, Ray, because these are going to be very technical terms. But for those who don't know what this stuff means, HDMI 2.1, it just means your HDMI cables transfer at a faster rate. So a typical HDMI cable is 18 gigabytes per second. The 2.1 transfers about 48 gigabytes per second. So translating what that means, if you have a newer console with the higher hertz, that means your PlayStation can run at 60 frames per second. So it does make a difference
Mhm.
on that. And then the OLED TV, that's one of many types of TVs you can get. We'll get into that a little bit here in a little bit. But OLED TV just means that all the pixels on your TV, each LED, each LED has its own little pixel, right? So when you're watching you know how we see things in real life, how we perceive things, when those LEDs turn on and off and give you a true black color because the LED just turns off and you can see the actual blackness. It's cool, but there are some games where like it's hard to play. For example, Five Nights at Freddy Security Breach. Like there's some places that are just pitch black, and you like even if you turn the game up brightness, it's still pretty black, and you have to use your actual flashlight. But just I mean, if you were in that situation, how would you wouldn't be able to see anything. So that's just how it is.
More
So
real colors, 100%. So I guess
yeah.
so. The biggest thing, I guess, compared to other TVs, so usually your LED, LCD, QLED, there are actual lights behind the pixels. So the
Yeah.
pixel will turn a color. Well, I'm just saying for the audience, because you kind of
Mhm.
mentioned like, so for the audience, like so your LCD screen, you've got your LCDs, so they turn colors, but they don't project light. So with your with those TVs, you actually have a series of light bulbs behind it, and they will light up certain parts of the screen for that. Where
Yeah,
your OLED screen, you don't have LEDs in back. Each pixel has its own illumination, so you're going to get the most truest black levels. So if it's black, that means there's no light coming from that area. There's no light coming from this black spot. And then where this spot you do see color, well, that means light's reflecting off of it. Therefore, you actually have color coming from those pixels.
right.
But yeah,
I mean, there are four types where you can get your TVs for your LEDs. And you got the OLED, which I just explained, right? Then the next one down from there, you got the what's called the uh, full array lighting. That one is more. It still doesn't. It's lights are behind it, like you were saying. But each little area is set in zones. So if like the bottom half of the TV is a darker area, it's gonna brighten that area up to make it more dark or less dark, whatever. And that's what the full array does. It's in quadrants. It changes the color depending on the quadrant of the TV, the zone of the TV. So then you got your. I said four. I meant five. There's five. My apologies. Then you got your what is it? The mini LED. Mini LED has just got a lot more concentrated LEDs. Mini LED is probably the brightest of the five. Because there's more LEDs concentrated on the screen. It's still set in quadrants. Um, and then you also have your direct lit. Now the direct lit just has LEDs directly lit behind the thing. LEDs don't do anything for you. They do is just make the TV brighter. That's all they do, right? They don't. There's no adjusting colors, anything like that, like OLED or full array or mini LED, right? So they don't adjust blacks or anything like that. And then your final one is called edge lit. So if you have one of these TVs, you might want to upgrade. All it has is like you take the imagine like the bottom part of your screen. It just has LEDs across the bottom edge. That's it, and these LEDs shoot up. So um, like QLED you mentioned, it's QLED is not exactly a type of LED. It's just a the Q stands for quantum dot. Quantum dot is just a type of power. Makes it's just the way that they arrange colors. So a QLED, like for example, they'll have your blues, greens, and stuff like that look better. Samsung came out with the
better.
combination of
Yeah,
two.
it's a better pixel technology, but it's still
Yeah.
old technology in terms of the backlighting.
hmm But like Samsung, for example, took the QLED and the OLED and combined them, and they were the first ones. And I think let's see, we're in 2023, so they're the first ones in 2022 to release what's called the QD OLED. And let me tell you that it, seeing that in person really does. It makes you see the two side by side really does make a difference. Um, that question someone asks is like, how do I know which TV to buy? If you're in a darker, if you have an open concept living room and there's a bunch of lighting, or like you have the little, what are they called, sunroofs, and there's a lot of ambient light in your room. The OLED probably won't be for you because it's going to be very dark and it's going to be hard to see, right? Um, if you at that point you want to go with the mini LED because it's going to be the brightest and it's going to do that, or the full array. So that's on that.
Yeah, in that
Um,
order.
mhm. But if your room is like darker and you can there's not a whole lot of light coming in, like for example, I have blinds right here and I can close my thing. I do have like a big window that can get into my patio, but I got blinds. My OLED it works just fine. So, but it all depends. So,
Yeah.
what's your
So
opinion?
I mean, no, I'm right there with you. But yeah, I would say your best. I would say for gaming, yeah, you probably don't necessarily want a OLED. Not saying you can't have it, but
Mm,
that's going to be for like your movie fanatics, dark rooms, and then you've got your mini LEDs. So that's going to be your LCD display with the LED backlights. That's you're going to have the best light contrast on those, and then you have your normal full array, which is going to be the next step down. where it's the same thing as a mini LED, it's just less LEDs, so you're not going to get as good of contrast, from one corner of the screen to the other. Then you've got your edgelit, and those are trash. Are they even make edgelets anymore?
They do. Like whenever you go to a store and you see the Samsung, they release some like every Black Friday, especially at Best Buy. You
Mm-hmm.
see the Samsung these like TU 780s or T 7080 whatever, or the AU 8000 series. Those are all still edgelit. Samsung still
Okay.
makes edgelit TVs. They look cool. They look fine.
Yeah.
If you're not into that kind of stuff, like someone like Ray would probably find that stuff, find it good,
Yup,
but
100%.
Well, it's like
so, but
I
these are the
compare to these
TV.
things to like heated seats in your car. If you've never had heated seats in your car, it's like, oh, that sounds cool, but I really don't care. But the day that you get a car with a heated seat in it, like, why would I ever get a car that doesn't have heated seats in it? It just
Yeah, no,
that's
hundred
kind of the
percent.
same thing. Yeah.
Because so my wife is a perfect example. Like I love her. She supported me in this purchase, but she we had an RCA TV that was 4K. I mean, it was a 60 hertz TV. It was edgelit, and we had it for a while. My parents bought it for me. They got it for $229. Okay, came from Walmart. RCA used to be a leading brand in TVs, not anymore.
Yeah.
um, and then we got this LG OLED, and she's like, I don't understand what the big deal about this. So I don't know why you do it. We started watching movies. We started playing games on there, and then she was like, "Oh, okay, this is cool." I still don't see the difference. I'm like, "Okay, cool." My living room had a 55-inch TCL TV 4 series, and their TCL does direct lit on their stuff, and then it also had it was a 60 hertz TV. She started watching. She's like, I don't understand. It's like this. I was like, on our TV, this looked so much better. It's like now this it looks a little gray in this part. I thought this was black. It looks a little gray. I was like, because they can't make a true black color, so the blacks looked washed out, like a washed out gray.
Mm-hmm.
That's and so she started noticing the difference. Now you said something that I am going to disagree with. Right? You said OLEDs are not for gaming. I disagree with that.
I'm not saying not
Um,
for gaming, but it just, it my opinion is because some certain games are really dark. It's kind of nice being
yeah,
able to
I
wash it out a
get
little
that.
bit, and
So,
it depends on what you're
OLEDs
um,
are
doing.
not for gaming. I totally
no,
agree with Tomas.
no. So the OLED TV, I think for I mean, some games will be dark, but you could adjust to that. It's perfectly fine. But let me tell you, the OLED on like God of War, oh my goodness, oh my God, God of War just looked next level on that TV. And like I played God of War before I got that TV, and like I can see the slowness. I'm like, oh, I was like, I'm pushing the button. You're not responding fast enough, Kratos. I put down the OLED TV, started playing 60 frames per second. Button, he responds fast enough,
Well, it's
right?
probably more based on the refresh rate than the actual. Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes a huge difference in the refresh rate, but like just the scenes overall just looked beautiful.
No, I bet.
Like,
I bet it's a fantastic
oh,
game to play
it's
on an
visually
OLED.
it is so good looking.
Dude, okay, I
Um,
just I just gotta say, for the basic person out there, okay, for someone like me,
Yeah.
who's I guess never like, okay, this is the thing, my father, okay, they given it was like 2 years ago, so they may have came out with some fancier shit, but he had like the best of the best, he had the fanciest 4K, fucking all for dead, beat you off, like was fancy, and it was
okay.
like 70-inch, okay. That shit was cool and all, but seriously, I could not notice a single fucking difference between my TV, which is a 180 or some shit, and his 4K ultra high def sham bam fuck you thank you ma'am. Like there's just no difference visually, except for I'm being serious. Like his TV would just hurt my
Okay.
eyes faster.
Well, if you're like, okay, when you go to a store,
Yeah.
you can't get a proper assessment to the TV. They do what I call I call it the retail deception. Okay, first off, all those TVs in the store are set to dynamic settings, right? So they are brighter.
Mhm.
And so when people get it, they want to they go back and set it to dynamic. That's not the way to do it. It is brighter. It is going to hurt your eyes more. I can agree with that statement. It's all set to dynamic. Everything they're playing on there is premium content. Like, you know, I had someone one time complain uh about a TV because they're like, I was like, okay, Andy Griffin's show looked better on my TV, the old TV I had versus this TV. I'm like, of course it did. How old is your TV? It's like, this TV is 10 years old. Okay, Andy Griffin was never in high definition, right? So yeah, you're going from a standard definition to all of a sudden going to 4K. It's gonna look worse, you know. It just, it's just how it is, because you're having to stretch the pixels out more. So yeah, I mean, you're sitting there watching regular TV on an OLED TV, it's not gonna look good because the programming doesn't have to can't keep up.
Mhm.
That's why, you have to get the right device to work for that. Um, but if you get your dad's TV that said you state of the art and put it right next to your TV and run the same content, you will notice the difference. Like right now,
Oh,
I have my monitor, like the monitor I'm using now, for my computer, versus my old monitor that I got like 10 years ago. More than that, I got it 13 years ago. I can have the same thing, and you can see the difference in the screen, like literally. So,
Yeah, I've got
it,
two monitors, so I've got an LG IPS and like a basic Acer like LCD monitor. And it's one of those like, yeah, no, normally every day I wouldn't really tell a difference, but have them side by side, I could definitely tell, my LG IPS, man, the colors pop on that thing versus, the LCD
yeah.
right next to it. Yeah.
So, but let's hit projectors, okay? So you said not TV versus projectors. My personal preference is a TV. I'm going to get a TV any day of the year versus a projector. Um, so you know. Anyways, what about you, Tom?
I mean, so like I said, there's a time and place for everything.
Hmm.
So I'm not saying that projectors are better, but I would love to get myself a laser projector. Which the cool thing about the laser projectors is that they're made specifically for bright rooms. You don't have to worry about the whole glare and everything. Because so
On
with
some, yeah,
yeah, so difference between projector and laser projector. Normal projector, you have just a basic flat white screen that you're projecting light onto. That's it. And your projectors usually got to be all the way back there. Where your laser projectors, you have a special uh, screen that you're projecting everything on, where everything's literally just like a little shelf. So you have a bunch of lines, and each single line is just like a little shelf, and then down. So it's kind of like this, where it goes, like inwards a little bit. So your projector's down here. It only needs to be like 3-4 feet away. So as long as you have yourself an entertainment center, you put it on top of that. You don't have to worry about drilling any holes all the way up in the ceiling. And it does the laser project straight up. So if you have a bunch of light from up top coming down onto it, you're not getting that glare off of it, which is fantastic. So with
now,
that, you're able to get a larger screen. So because if you now, granted, they're way too expensive right now, but eventually, when the technology becomes more prolific and the price comes down, then instead of having to spend $1,000 on a 70-inch TV, you could spend $1,000 on a 120-inch TV. By getting a projector. Like I said, I'm nowhere close, and also the latencies are usually pretty standard. They're pretty good on those latency and refresh rates.
now, are you wanting like ultra, like a short throw, or you want just a regular?
Well, the laser projectors, they're all pretty much short throw.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, here's my take on TVs versus projectors. Okay,
Mhm.
um, I value quality, overall. Um, and honestly, like, for example, I did some I did some comparisons here. Okay, so one of the projectors that was rated pretty high on the CNET, right? It was the Pro Cinema LS 12,000 4K Pro. laser projector by Epson. Okay, so here's my thing on it. Okay, I looked at the specs on there. I'm spending $4,000 on this on not 4,000 $5,000 on this projector. It does meet all the 4K stuff. It does have 120 refresh rate. Um,
It's
the
got HDMI 2.1 and all that kind of good stuff, or at least some of the ones
right,
I've been
right,
looking at. Yeah.
yeah. So this one is a pretty good. But now, I mean, let's say, I mean, if you're wanting a big screen, I get where you're coming from. Okay,
Mhm.
I 100% get where you're coming from. But at the same price, the $5,000 mark, you can get the LG 83-inch G3 TV. That's $5,000 right now. That picture on it is gonna be super gorgeous, right? Or I mean, if you want to go a little bit down, you can get the C3 83-inch $4,000 less.
Yeah, like I
But the
said, I
other
think their
thing,
price point's too high right now. But when the price comes down,
That's what I'm
now
saying. This
that's the
man's
one.
talking about 4,000. Like,
Yeah.
damn, dog.
well, we're
Now
comparing apples to apples now. Like
No,
if you want to
fuck
do
your
quality,
apples. Your apples
now
now
project some
okay.
crazy
I
shit.
do hear, because they're using the laser projector and it's not just a light bulb in the background, you are getting
Yeah.
much better blacks than you are on a normal standard projector.
Yeah, well, for four
Now
thousand
okay.
fucking dollars, fucking blacks, fuck everything. I fucking better wipe my ass
Nope,
and call
flip
me
that.
daddy.
Get them canceled. No.
It's fucking
Okay. So
ridiculous, man.
let's we can look at cheap projectors too versus cheap TVs. Okay.
Oh, cheap
So
projectors are trash. No, I mean,
Well,
don't even
first of all,
compare to cheap
I was about to
projectors.
say you can get. I literally just saw yesterday on TikTok for $29 you can get a projector. Just saying.
Yeah.
Show me a
But
TV.
yeah,
Show me a TV.
like I said, but those projectors are trash for. I mean,
You
they're
don't know that.
if you have a bunch of friends over and you just want a big screen for everybody to see it, yeah, that's cool.
No.
But we're talking about, but if we're going back to apples, they're trash compared to a $600 LED, LG LED TV,
right.
4K standard.
I mean, see, same thing. You can spend if you want a decent projector, you can spend, you know, I've seen people all the time. They uh purchase projectors for like $100. These projectors are 480p. That's standard definition. Okay. Your phone screen has better resolution than those projectors,
Yep.
I beg to
right?
differ. I buy
Ah,
$60 phones.
it's still your phone screen has a better resolution than that.
It
Even the
probably does.
$60
Yeah.
phones, they're at least 720. So
Someone had to twist my arm into getting a LG Stylo once upon a time.
ah, it was a good phone. So shut up. You're welcome.
It lasted me like a month.
I got my first
So
4T because I bought that LG V20 or V10. What was it? Back when we were still at Sprint at Radio Shack.
the V20,
Yeah, the V20. Yeah, because I bought the V20. I sold it
that was a
to
good phone.
Patrick.
Yeah.
I sold the phone to Patrick, so I get myself the free 43-inch 4K TV. It was doing well for a while, but then eventually the LGs, the
Um,
backlights, they started turning blue. They were
that
getting burnt
43
out.
inch TV, my ex-wife had it for a while, dude, when I got that TV, it was a 4K 43-inch TV. I was pumped.
Oh
Dude,
yeah,
that
no,
TV was
it was a
gorgeous
good
at the
TV.
time.
Oh yeah,
We're talking about Ray. We're talking to see what this was like 2015, 2016,
2015,
2015.
2016 to 2017, because Evan was
Yeah.
born. Uh,
So
yeah.
here's another thing. You know the smaller one they offered if you get the other phone,
Yeah.
the 27-inch LG one they were offering when you purchased not the V20. The V20 gave you the 40-inch 4K. If you purchased another LG phone besides the V20, you got the like a 32-inch TV. You remember that, Tom?
Oh yeah, no, I remember.
Okay, I still have that TV.
Damn.
Anna got one of those uh, because they ended up having like four left over, and she was like, "What do we do with these? We can't. The promotion's over. They're not in the system. Uh, they're not in Radio Shack system. Sprint. It's out of Sprint system. They're like, oh, they're disappearing. we're gonna send them back. Oh, I don't know who to send them back to. Me neither. Make them gone. So she ended up taking one, and I use it for my kitchen TV. It's
Yeah.
it's super shitty. I can tell. Like I just use it for background noise. I use it to watch like standard definition anime. Like I watched the Initial D on there, which looked just fine because Initial D was never an ultra high def. It was I think the highest I got was 720p, which that's exactly what that TV is. So it looked good.
Hmm.
um, so when I watched
But
Initial D my OLED, it was kind of crappy because it was still
actually,
full screen.
the funny story is my 43-inch TV is sitting right here.
Oh, nice.
Because
You still have that.
like I said, the LEDs were going out. The actual backlight they were
Yeah.
going out. Which I guess technically I could have just ripped this thing open and
Did you
showed
do
the
your
entire
homework,
world.
Ray? Because you look confused.
So, like I
I've
said,
been lost since this conversation started.
all of the
Listen, I
backlights.
tried to look it up, but this y'all asking me to do a whole bunch of
Come on, 20 minutes
learnage.
on YouTube. 20 minutes on
No,
YouTube.
I tried, and you know what happened? I fell asleep. That shit, fucking. You got this, you got that, you got that. Man, I just want to watch something, okay? And every now and again, I need a phone to watch some spicy content. That's about it, okay?
Yep.
I don't need nothing fucking. I don't need some 4K wizard that's been out for 24 hours and cost me $8,000. I don't need that.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Well, yeah.
the backlights they turned blue. So me and my buddy we took the TV apart. We bought new backlights, put the new backlights in. We put the TV together, and then I started getting a blinking code. Pretty sure the board shot. So it's like I need to throw that
That's what
thing
happened with
away.
my LG TV last one.
Yeah. So
Um,
then we ended up getting a 55-inch LG, pretty much the same TV for the most part. We got that in 2020 or 2021. I think 2020 is when we got it. It was like $600, 55-inch 4K LG TV, pretty much the same thing. But then that one, my wife was cleaning it a few weeks ago, and now there's a big, huge line just going, like a thick line going down. So, and then I know it's the LC, the actual crystals are fucked because there's like this little ridge of black right there at the very bottom.
right.
So we're gonna wait till after Christmas, after so we there's so much shit we gotta buy. But yeah, between Christmas gifts and everything else, like we'll just
Yeah, I
find
hear you.
something. We'll find another 55 or a 60-inch or something.
So back to the projectors, right? Here's why I prefer TVs over projectors, right? First off, that like my TV, I got a good sale on there. My TV was a $1,500 TV. I got it for about $700.
Mhm.
Good deal, you know. With at the time I was working at this place, and I got a discount. So it worked out pretty good. So you know, and a TV is an investment. I mean, it really is. I mean, think about how much time we watch and do stuff on our TV. You know, um,
Not four
so
thousand
but
dollars worth.
no, I mean it depends. I mean, if you're building a home theater and you have the money for it, you get
Well,
a great
yeah.
TV.
If I
But
first of all, if
yeah,
I have a place to set up a home theater, yeah, you best believe I'm going bougie, bitch. I'm about to be balling out in the fucking Best Buy.
yeah. But so as far as like the other thing as far in my opinion with projectors is like especially in a short throw projector, right? If you're in an open concept living room and there's a lot of light, you're gonna have a lot of ambient light coming in. So you really have to get a special paint, or buy an ambient light reflective screen. Which if you get a good one, they will run you about $2,000. So at this
Mhm.
point, you spent about 4,000 on a projector that's going to meet the same as an OLED TV, and then you spend another $2,000 on the screen. So at that point, that's where the TV wins, right? Um, Now there are TVs you can get on budget too. Like you want to an OLED TV, like
See,
and
all I'm
one.
hearing right now is based on price point. You're not talking about the size and the image and all that kind of good
Yeah,
stuff. Like, don't get me wrong,
we're not there yet. We're
I
not
get
there
that.
yet.
This this
So
man this man sitting here saying you can get a 20-inch for $4,000 and it's the best resolution ever. Super cheap and affordable.
so now if we're gonna go, if you want to go cheaper price range and stuff like that, you can get cheaper ones than that. Now there is a place and time for it. Okay, like let's say you want a big screen TV, you want a big screen, you want 120 inches, you really want that movie theater experience, right? Projector wins all day long.
Well, yeah.
Okay, because at that point, I don't know what it is, but when TVs go past 83 inches, they skyrocket. I mean, hugely. Like LG has this LG OLED TV Evo M3, right? You get it to 97 inches, which is the biggest TV you can get right now. 97 inches is the largest they've made. Um, you could get a projector that's made about $2,000 that would do the job, right? You could get 120 inches. And let me take that back. You can get any projector pretty much for maybe $600 that can project 120 inches. Okay, you get into a TV past 83 inches, the price is outrageous. This LG TV is $30,000.
Yeah, fuck that
Even
noise.
even TCL, you get into 97 inches with a TCL TV, and TCL TVs are some of the cheapest TVs in on the market, and they're solid TVs.
Yeah.
If I didn't have all this knowledge that I had, and whatever, I would probably have a TCL 5 series or 6 series. Spend like four or five
A
hundred bucks
five
and
or a six?
5 series or yeah. I mean, like for example, for you, someone like you, Ray, I would recommend a TCL 5 series. You can get a 4K TV with probably good mini LED or full array,
How
120
much?
hertz for
How much we
like
talking?
about 400 or 500 bucks.
What the fuck
So
ever? For how big?
When was the last time you've been on Amazon, bro?
Amazon? I've
me?
never shopped Amazon.
Okay,
Or are
fine.
you
When was
talking
the last
about
time
Ray?
you just browsed Walmart?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, yeah, Ray.
yeah.
I
65
Walmart.
inch. I'm
I was
talking
just
about
in there.
65, 55
It,
inch.
Yeah, I got a
there's no
55
fucking
inch for
way.
$600 3 years ago, 2 years ago,
Uh,
two
yeah,
years ago.
I was
I only
just in
have
there
one
like,
good.
oh,
I got a 55 inch RCA that is 4K. That's better than what you have, I'm sure, for $229.
wait,
So,
whatever, man.
I mean, I only have one bougie TV. That's my LG C2. Okay, and yeah, um, but I mean, if you're talking about big screen, you know, because I remember playing, on a projector. It's cool. I had the projector phone for a while, and I watched some anime on there. The projector phone did 720p. Anime is typically 720p. It's not. So
Was that
it's
the
not a big
Samsung?
deal. No, it was the Z2 Force.
Okay.
So I did a little thing when I was working for Sprint Corporate. I had like a little. I became the advocate for that phone. Um, and then I did a whole like little thing where I could, if I answered surveys, took pictures of the phone, like cool place you can charge your phone, they'll send you little things. Like I got the projector portion for free, I got the battery pack thing for free, and I got the speaker for free. So
You know what phone I was super sad that doesn't? It was an LG. I forgot which one it was, but the entire concept was you were able to remove the bottom plate, and then you could put either a bigger battery pack in there, or you could put the projector on there, or you
oh
could put the better camera.
the G5,
Yeah, that's what it was. Man, the G5 was such a cool concept.
cool
I think
concept.
if Samsung or somebody else would have done it, I think it would have taken off. But
So
unfortunately, LG people didn't buy LGs as much as they bought Samsungs.
yeah, so LG don't make phones anymore, sadly.
Yeah,
So I
they
do
make
want to
good phones
discuss
too.
brands
Well,
on TVs. So you can you can disagree with my brands. Now as far as top three TVs, and these TVs, with the exception of one of them, uh, make budget TVs. They make low tier to high tier TVs. But they're some of the best. These brands I would only get mid to high. I wouldn't do low tier. Their low tier TVs aren't very good. There's different ones for budget low tier TVs that I have an opinion on. But the top three brands on TVs is going to be Samsung, Sony, and LG.
yeah.
Okay, LG,
I knew
what?
you were gonna say LG. Didn't
Yeah,
LG have like a whole ass issue though with their LEDs and their TVs going out?
everyone has that issue, but no, not really. But LG is the one that they were the first ones to do OLED, and then Sony started buying their OLED panels from LG. So, but now I have a right now, but it may have changed a little bit, especially this year because I've been out of the game. But my three opinions on the brands. Okay, LG. If you do mid to high tier TVs, low tier TVs are garbage. Don't do them. If you get their OLED, their OLED they have LG's always been known for their gaming optimization. So for I think for gaming they have optimization that you can make the gaming run better. So you don't have that lag, which is kind of cool. Um, then you have Sony. First off, Sony's funny, right? Because LG and Samsung both make their own parts. They have their own interface. LG runs WebOS. Samsung has their Tizen, right? Sony doesn't make shit. Okay. They only make one thing in their TV. Even their smart platform, they don't do that. They're partnered with Google TV, which is a whole different subject altogether. But I think it's garbage. And then their screens and stuff like that they get from this year they get from Samsung and LG, right? The only thing they do make is their processor. That's the only thing they make on their TV. But damn, that processor is good,
I
right?
do want to say though, like I'm so happy that Samsung finally got away from Tizen on their watches. I went ahead and picked up the 5 just
Oh
because
yeah, yeah.
they're running Google instead of Tizen. Because
Oh really?
I had the 3, and honestly, the 3 worked out just fine. Like it was a good watch. The 4 came out, they started running Google, but now this is the 5 Pro Golf Edition.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's so nice. I could run more apps and everything on here. Ugh, Tizen was the worst. I'm so happy because they were talking about Samsung was talking about doing Tizen on their phones, and I think they
Oh yeah,
realized
yeah.
that was going to
I
be
remember that.
yeah. I think they realized that was a bad idea. Thank God.
Yeah, for sure. But Samsung so Sony it was funny. We had this joke at Best Buy. Sony was the old people TV, because Sony's been around for a long time.
Oh yeah,
Uh, but
brand
Sony,
recognition.
honestly, they had the best cinematic experience, personally.
I'm a Vizio
Uh,
guy.
oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
boy.
Okay.
That's what I have right
I'll
now is a Vizio
I'll talk
3-inch.
Vizio made
about that
some
in a
good
second too.
budget
All right.
TVs.
Right?
Yeah,
They were. Um, but
I've had this thing for 8
Sony has
years
the
and it's
best
still
cinematic
alive.
experience. Samsung, ah, Samsung wasn't the biggest thing Samsung specialized in was their Infinity screen. They put those in TVs, but that was the 8K screen, dude. It's seamless. The edge,
mm.
beautiful. But Samsung was late to the game as far as OLED. They came out with their first OLED last year, but when they came out the OLED, they came out with the OLED. They did the QD OLED TV, and that was just beautiful. The blues, just it's just so much brighter. That the cute the quantum dot technology just took OLED to the next level. I still prefer LG personally, but that QD OLED really tempted me. And when that came out, I say Samsung had the balance between both. They did have the gaming experience, and they did have the cinematic experience
So I just want to
nailed.
reminisce over 2 TVs though that I remember, especially since you brought up Vizio. Vizio for a while had a TV. So of course, obviously, you had your rectangle screen, but the edges were curved. And the reason why they were curved is because they had these little fins that came out just a little bit on the side that curved forward, and they had
I
speakers
remember
going
that.
all the way up and down and everything. We sold those at Samsung. Like, what a smart idea to be able to push that, that volume, the sound forward. And then, of course, it just looked a little different because it was more of an oval for the entire footprint versus just that normal rectangle. The other TV I want to shout out to were the Sharps, where they actually included the yellow pixels.
Why is it
The Sharp,
spicy?
yeah. What? What are you
Sorry,
drinking?
it was very spicy Sprite. Caught me a little
You're
off guard.
hilarious. Sprite has nothing to do with TVs. But Sharp was a good brand. They stopped
You
making TVs too.
asked.
Sharp stopped making TVs as well,
Yep.
unfortunately.
But yeah, no,
Um,
that was their big claim to fame. So instead of having three different pixels, well, three different colors per pixel, they had four colors. The
yeah,
Quattros, yeah, the Sharp Quattros.
but budget TVs. I mean, okay, so we'll hit Vizio since we're on budget TVs. Vizio used to be a great up and coming brand. I don't know what happened to them, but they used to be top notch. I mean, I thought they were going to compete with the best. They even came out with their OLED TV. They have their sound bars I still think their sound bars are pretty good for budget sound bars. Their sound bars are solid.
Oh yeah,
Um, so what?
Okay, all right. Listen, I'm a cheap ass. Let me just start with that. Okay.
Uh huh.
Second of all, I I went to that place that I was talking about, Ben's Digging, and they had the Walmart surround sound system. I fucking love it, man. I love it. It's so cool.
Well,
I love on brand. I'm not even gonna lie. I love their TVs. I have like two smaller TVs that are on brand. I love their TVs. I love their surround sound. I have a pair of Bluetooth speakers I've had for like
okay.
since I worked with you, and they still work and they're still amazing.
Um, so audio. I mean, it's a whole different podcast that we can discuss but anything but audio, and TV quality and stuff like that is like fine wine. Okay, one thing about audio and one thing about TVs, right? You can't unhear what you heard, and you can't unsee what you've seen. And you do a comparison of their cheap speakers, and all of a sudden you get into the Bowers and Wilkins, you're gonna notice night and day. And you go back to those cheap speakers, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this? That's $400. That sounds like trash." Let's go. Let me listen to the $7,000 speakers again. You know,
Well,
but
again,
it's
though,
really
we
hard.
get into
I struggle,
realistic. We get into
huh?
the realm that we get into the realm of realistic, unrealistic, what a normal average person, especially my gen, can afford. Because I mean, like I'm
Well,
sure you're
yeah,
right. There's
I get
probably a
that.
reason why it's $7,000. But would I ever pay 7,000 fucking dollars? Hell no. I couldn't do that. And you
No,
already
I
know I
get it.
can't
I
get
get where you're
approved
coming
for
from.
shit for whatever reason. So I ain't putting shit on layaway.
No, I get where you're coming from, but I'm just saying it's just you do a very fine line. Like it's like if you go and you have fine wine, all right, and all of a sudden you go to Walmart and buy that Arbor Mist when you just had like a 30
Franzia, bag and box
yeah.
wine,
Yeah, you're like
I
this wine
love
tastes like crap.
Moscatos.
slap in the bag.
I love a 12 dollar bottle of Moscato. It's my favorite wine out
Okay,
there.
let's
But I
let's
can't say the name of it, but it's really good.
it's like it's also like beer. You go and you have like listen, you can compare apples to apples. You go and you have a Bud Light and like, oh, this is good, this is good, this is good. Now all of a sudden you have what Tom is having, and then you go try Bud Light. You're gonna realize that Bud Light is
Yeah,
not
ten
beer
dollars
and it's
for a
shit.
4 pack.
It's still you get what you pay for.
Oh yeah,
That's my point to all this. Like you can have the finer things in life at a certain price. I prefer the finer things in life. That's why I have the OLED TV. So, but it's kind of interesting because this is a whole. I mean, we can talk. I'm just talking about what I game because we're talking about quality and resolution, things like that. My monitor is a 1440p
mhm.
with a 175 hertz. So
You want to know what
that
mine
brings me
is?
up. I don't want to know. It's shitty.
It's
That's
a
all I know.
Dell that I got from my boss who had it for 8 years before she gave it to me.
Oh my gosh. You're making me hurt here.
And it runs my
um
PlayStation just fine.
so here is the question, right?
Mhm.
Um one of the biggest questions of the night we're gonna ask. Do you prefer quality like resolution, or do you prefer running your game at higher frame rates?
I prefer cheap.
Well, your shit all runs at 30 frames per second, so it doesn't count.
Well, you asked.
I'm
This is
just
the
saying.
biggest question. Fuck your
Be-
opinion.
because I don't do a lot of online gaming. I would say if I had to choose between one or the other, I would have a higher resolution versus having a higher refresh rate. Just because I'm not really too worried about response. I'm just kind of
Oh, if
playing the
I had
game
to
for the
pick
for the
one.
yeah.
Yeah, pick
Oh,
one.
I refresh rate because I do battle royales. That's what I enjoy to play, and battle royales frame refresh rate is key to any battle
Yeah.
royale.
Yeah, I don't do a
Um,
lot of online gaming, so for me, it's kind of irrelevant. I kind of play more of the
Yeah.
storyline games, so I just want to see.
yeah, I see where you're coming from, and I see where you're both are coming from. Now, me personally, I prefer higher frame rate. That's why I have a 1440p monitor instead of instead of a 4K monitor. My computer can handle 4K, but I do 1440p because I want the higher frame rate. Because if I did like battle royales at 4K, yeah, sure, I can make my Fortnite or Apex look great, but it's going to run 60 frames per second. Or I can do a 1440p and I can run my Fortnite at 120 frames per second. So, and even your store games like Liza P, like that, I'm running that game at 120 frames per second. The response that I can do is fantastic. So, uh, but yeah, it's just that's what I prefer. Hold on one second here. I was just gonna look something up.
Yeah, I think it really just depends
But
on
yeah,
what kind of games you're playing or you're into at that moment.
and honestly, that's the bottom line to all this. We're by no means are we saying that what you play on is shitty. I might be judging you a little bit,
Oh
Ray,
really?
but
Oh really? We're not saying that what you play
Yeah, I
on
feel
is
like
shitty.
that's
'Cause I feel like that's what I've
all
been getting
we've
this
played
entire
all
time,
day.
Surge. Is oh
but
you like cheap affordable shit? Well, fuck you.
but it all depends on what you have. Ray's got a PlayStation 4, right? Your 1080p from 8 years ago is perfectly fine. It's you run that on my TV, it's not worth it. Um,
No, what he
you
didn't
have a
tell you
PlayStation.
is he got it 3 years ago and it was already 8 years old. No.
Oh,
Honestly, it probably was. It probably was because my daughter's 5 right now, so I got it 6 years, or she's 4, so 5 years ago. And the person I got it from had had it for like 3 years. So yeah, it probably was about like it's like an 8-year-old TV.
so all this stuff really like the projectors, the TVs, the type of TV you get, the type of projector you get, because you don't have to get a laser projector. You can just get a regular bulb projector. Though the bulbs, you do have to replace the bulbs. Lasers, you don't. There's no bulb replacement, which is kind of nice. Um, but all this stuff just depends on what your preference is.
Yeah, I
If
think
you
a
if
projector would be dope for like movie nights, but I wouldn't get it for like gaming or anything like that. But I think for like if you're having the buddies come over for like a movie night, you got some couches set up, and I'm not talking about like a cheap one from TikTok. If I was to ever get a projector, it would have to be like a solid projector,
I mean,
like a good one.
I would do gaming on a laser projector, but
yeah, I mean, like you ever play Halo or GoldenEye on a 120-inch TV? Awesome. I mean, and it works great because it's not those games. Original Halo was Xbox was standard definition. So
speaking of
um
GoldenEye,
no 720p.
did you guys do you guys subscribe? Well, I know you don't have a Switch, Ray, but do you pay for the yearly
Yeah,
$50 a year? So yeah, they
I
just
pay 80
released.
bucks a year because I have the family one. So
Oh, okay, well,
eight
I
people.
so they released 1080 snowboarding.
Oh
They
yeah, I seen that. I
released
seen that. That's cool.
what was the other one? Jet Force Gemini. Did you ever play that one?
I did. I never got to beat it, but I did play it. It was really cool, and
Yeah,
I'm really excited to go back and visit it.
that one. I'm like, oh my god, this is one of my favorite. They really need to release not Goldeneye. What's the other one by Rare? Uh, for Dark,
So yeah,
Perfect Dark. They didn't release. I
that
bought
reminds me of
Perfect.
something.
I bought Perfect Dark on the 360, but I no longer have the 360, and the store's gone, so I'll never be able to get it back, which is sad. But yeah, so they need to release Perfect Dark, and then I'll be very happy.
That might be a little bit harder because it is by Rare. So Xbox owns the rights to Rare.
True.
So
Well, but they already have
um,
like the other Rare games on there. I mean,
Oh, that's
they're
true.
old. They're old. They're Nintendo 64 games. I doubt that. I
That
don't know.
reminds me of something though. So okay, so this brings this all this ties in back to the TVs. Okay, so the Nintendo Switch Online has the Game Boy
Hmm.
Advance and the Game Boy Advance games on there that you can get. Um, you play that on the OLED TV. Shoot, you play it on the screen the stock screen that the OLED that the Switch has. It looks like shit
Oh,
because
playing on
you're
OLED.
no,
Oh yeah.
just on the stock screen because it's stretched out, it's pixelated, and it's hard to see anything. It's just you can see the pixels so bad because when that came out, that was meant for the little tiny screen on the thing. So you got to change. You got to do the like the you have to change the resolution to make it, and it still looks. You can see still little tiny squares in pixel. I'll take a picture and show you guys. But um, yeah, it, depending on what you're playing and depending on what you're doing, right? All it depends on the TV and projector you get. Me, I have
Yeah.
a PlayStation 5. I want to run it at the highest quality I can get, and I want to run it at the best frame rate I can get. So the OLED TV or full array TV or mini LED TVs, it's probably the best option for you if you're looking to go that route, right? You get you're getting 60 frames per second on your PlayStation 5, and you're getting a higher resolution because it's ideal. Um, Looking for a cinematic experience, just like a big screen TV, projector's the way to go. I mean, if that's where you're wanting. Yeah, in the realm of TVs versus projectors, when it's kind of hard to compare apples to apples because a TV is gonna, in my opinion, it's gonna beat a projector all day long, right? Because you can get more for your buck, I think. Because you can get the budget TVs. Like I never hit that, but best budget TVs are probably DCL TVs. You can get some Vizios that are pretty good. TCL 5 series is where it really starts to game change. But you know, and we're not here to tell you what is better. Don't get us wrong. We're not here. These are all our opinions. You're all entitled to your opinions. So nerd fam, you know, just ask us questions if you have any questions on TVs. You know, make sure you don't ask Ray because he's gonna tell you go to Bin Crazy and just get a dollar TV.
Yeah, TV for $1.
Hey, if it works, it works, man. You can upgrade in a couple years. I'm
um,
sympathetic. He'll tell you your dog shit. That's all I'm saying.
but but yeah, I mean, uh, seriously, ask us what, tell us what you have, tell us your setup, and we can tell you what best fits your scenario.
Well,
And
yeah,
I'll
we'll
be
tell
there, and
you.
he'll educate me as he educates you. And then one day I'll be able to tell you.
That's right. So, we have anything else?
No, no, I think
No.
that's about it.
Yeah. Um. Really great conversation. I think.
I have something. I'm raising my hand, teacher.
Go for it. Go for it.
So we were talking, and we've been spitballing the idea just real quick about doing a game all together. However, one of the games that we had talked about at the time was Hawked, and I just wanted to say I know last game or last stream we were talking about how different games do different things. Hawked has officially shut down for PlayStation and Xbox again. So they're now shutting down their servers to fix their game. So I will not be able to play that because Hawk is trash. And after 4 months of
That's why
shutting
it's
down,
trash now.
no, that's what I'm saying. Is they shut down for 4 months, and then after they shut down for 4 months and took away all the shit that I grinded for, they moved on to shut down again. So
I have a
Hawk is
PC. And I don't worry
finished.
about that stuff.
And
But
that
anywho,
was
yeah,
it.
that's a different thing. We'll talk about what the stream here. As we're expanding, look for the coming year. We're gonna be 2024. We're gonna be expanding onto TikTok, Instagram Reels. We're gonna start doing a Let's Play stream together. So there's a lot of things coming. Right now, for the holidays, we're it's been busy time. So, but anywho's, as always, like and subscribe to our podcast and listen to our podcast on anywhere you listen to your podcast to. We have Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Apple podcasts. And then, you got my channel, Surge Reviews. Uh, so I have a link tree. Just go to my Instagram. I post it on my Facebook all the time. So Surge Gaming Reviews. I posted some videos of me fighting bosses in Lies of P, and me losing a couple times because I did lose a couple times in the boss fight. So, um, other than that, I mean that's all I really have. Ray,
As always, I like to go live. I like to stream on I Love Pie spelled backwards on YouTube. You can always find me there. I ain't got none of the other fancy stuff yet. So you
Do
can
you have a
always
set
find me there.
schedule on when you stream?
Not really. I would like to get one going, but it's kind of hard at the moment. But I will get a more set schedule. At I don't have one.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean I get that. So, but hey, that's all the show we have for you today. If you have any questions or have any ideas, feel free to shoot me an email, surgereview66@gmail.com. That goes directly to me. Or on Spotify, we also have a questionnaire. You can always fill that out and say, hey, I suggest this or do this. So, and as always, Nerd Fam, stay classy.